Good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you are. My name is Safina. I'm currently stationed in Malaysia, and together with me today is Priscilla, who is also happen to be in Malaysia. And you are at the right place as of today with Synapse QA. With the topic of the day, Unleash the Speaker in You. So, before we begin the sharing the meat of the session for today, let me bring you back down the memory lane if you are, how to say, an existing member or who have been looking forward to Synapse QA activity, or if you are newly to Synapse QA activity as well. So I'm going to show to you who we are and what we have done in the past, so that you get some ideas of what we have done as well, and then from there we can move forward into Priscilla's session. So why we exist in terms of Synapse QA as a community, because we want to promote learning, sharing, and growing together as a team. Because Synapse QA is a community-driven space for everyone, not just testers. We have people from different background as well who have been supporting us since few years ago. And then what we have done in the past also, we have actually hosted 4 global events that includes panel discussions, some hands-on workshop, meetups, Tale of Tales broadcasts, study notes, and things like that. And not to forget, we are also a community partner for 6 global testing conference. And then, as usual, this may sound cliche, but we believe that by how to say, sharing what our values are, then you get a better idea of who Synapse QA is. So we actually want to contribute to a better testing space, not just to outgrow the testers who have been supporting us since day one. And we also want you to be in our journey of changing the community space and automatically making this community a better place. And then you can also help to empower your next colleague to also be part of the team. And in terms of our vision, okay, we are a community-driven platform where we want to connect any talents that we can find to create an empire which expands beyond its pages, and also transform the contents to be more powerful, and to by ensuring that it is openly available. So basically, whatever you shared here, whatever question that you have here, it can also be how to say, be taken as a key takeaway by other audience as well, and that is what we are looking for from our audience. And last but not least, our mission is that to always stay as a community and be able to redefine the creative way of doing knowledge sharing. Okay, so just a snapshot of what we have done in the past. There are 9 activities, or I would say events. We have Synapse Super Reads from 2021, and also 2021, and also the previous one back in December. We also have Spot the Different, where it tests the testers' eyesight, I would say, in general. And also we have Teller of Tales, where you can share some background stories of how you get involved in this QA journey. And we have also Supernova, Galaxy Quest, Letter of Love, and also the API Unleashed. Okay, so now we are coming into the actual event, which is the Unleash the Speaker in You by Priscilla. So a bit of a background about Priscilla. She has more than 10 years of experience. And if you are following or happen to know Priscilla on LinkedIn, she is widely known as the AWS community builder and also the Postman Supernova. Okay, I'll leave the rest to Priscilla to take over the session, and then we'll come back and with Q&A. All right, take away, Priscilla.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Safi. Thank you for that. It was a wonderful introduction. Just let me share my screen. Okay. Is it all fine?
Yes, it's loading.
Okay. Hi, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. And it's really a good honor and pleasure to see you all on Saturday, deciding to spending your time with us. I really hope that I'll make worth of everything. So yeah, today's topic is going to be like unleash the speaker in you. Many of you might have many other thoughts in your mind, and you might have come here with different expectations. So I'll try to take you forward along with me, like what are the challenges, what are the best practices which worked for me in my journey as a speaker. And a disclaimer over here, of course, I'm not a great speaker and I'm still working on my speaking skills every day. But what I wanted to do back is like some things I found based on my research was working well. So I just thought of sharing it with all of you. And one thing which I found during my journey is like it was actually me holding back everything. Like I didn't take any of the step that time. So I thought like maybe I'll just give a short session about my personal journey on this so that it'll be very helpful for all of you. And of course, yeah, Safi gave a very beautiful introduction about me. Of course, just to add on to that, I'm a wife and a mom of a 4-year-old. So that's my personal life, and I'm currently based out of Malaysia, and I'm working as a team leader for Millennium ID Services. And my other roles are like, of course, yeah, I love to talk about APIs and Postman. So I evangelize Postman, and as a community builder, I do evangelize AWS as well. And during my weekends, and I love to spend time with mentoring. Why mentoring? It's like when I started as a test engineer. A decade back, I never knew like testing has this many opportunities to explore through, and it's actually a good career to take up. I was just going through just by the flow, and understanding the client application is what the major thing I felt. So, but today testing has gone through many advancements, and we have lot more people seeing that they are really doing very good. Doing back to the community in testing space. So I thought of mentoring the young testing engineers or who are actually stuck up, and where I can actually go and help them. So that's where I'm part of this non-profit organization, mentoring club. So the next one, yeah. So let's go on to the topic. Is of course, are you glossophobic? Like this term, you might have heard before or not. Like, of course, that's just used to denote fear of public speaking. Like we all have this, right? Not only you, of course, not only Sonia, not only Safina, even me, I do have. Oh my God. Okay, so today I'm just presenting about a topic which is going to be about public speaking, but I'm not a good speaker though. Will they like accept it? How come she can come and speak about it? Will they actually listen to me? Will I be a good speaker? Like when I'm being exposed to a greater set of audience, like can I deliver my speech in a better way? Like we have a lot of these self questions, right? We all have. Oh my God, no, I don't look good with camera. No, like what if people think like I'm actually dumb? Like what if they don't like me? So all of these questions, I know like everybody is going through that, and we're all facing that, right? So these questions are not like something you, me, or Safina are facing. Most of us are facing. So that's what we're going to see in detail here. Okay, so just remember this quote whenever you feel like doing like being demotivated. We grow fearless by walking into our fears, right? So this is one of the famous quote by Robin Sharma. Why you have to be like only when you start facing the fear, like you will know that actually it's not even a fear in first place. So that's the reason of that. So, what you should know about it? As being a very common term, we say like you're asking me even, Priscilla, you say that this is a very common term. So, what as a tester or as a technology person, what I should know about this fear of public speaking? First thing you should know that this is a very common phobia. It's not just us. Around 73 to 75 population, 75%. There are because some surveys are saying that it is 75%. So let's take it as 73 to 75. Of course, that's a big number, right? So just think like it's a major number. So most of us are actually going through this phobia. You are not alone in this, first one. And the second thing, just think about the symptoms. You might have already faced it. When you're in a crowd, you have this problem of like how I'm going to face this crowd. Like you'll have this increased anxietiness, you'll have this fast heartbeat, palpitations, your dry mouth, and all those things. So this is actually common. So first thing I want to register this in all of your minds and hearts is like this is actually a common phobia. how does actually your brain related to that fear? Because you should know some neuroscience behind that. You don't want to be a kind of doctor, or you don't want to be exact physician, but I just want you to know a basic brain science behind that, so that it actually helps you to stay out of this fear, or even like reduce the fear. So I just want to highlight one of my personal quote one of my anecdote here, which happened a few years back. I was few weeks pregnant, and actually a few years back, so I slipped on a staircase. Okay, it's completely my mistake. Instead of waiting for the lift, I don't have patience, I took a staircase, I slipped on. Okay, so what I did was like, it since it was very early days of my pregnancy, I couldn't go for a very strong treatment as well. I hurt my back very badly. Trust me, it was very bad. What happened was like I had to go through a lot of sequence of treatments, and I had a very tough pregnancy. After that, it really took years. Whenever I see stairs, it actually helps me to trigger all my uh, past memories, like oh my god, this is where I fell down, right? It actually ruined my entire pregnancy. People say that they enjoy their pregnancy phase and all those things, but actually because of that simple dumb mistake, I totally ruined my pregnancy, and I still remember that, all those. But how it is happening, your brain is a biggest culprit here. So your brain is capable of reminding you all the negative things, especially, and all the past experiences. It tries to remind you. So when it comes to, so whenever I see a stair, it automatically triggers my memory. It takes me back to years, and it says like this is where I actually had to because of this, I just had to go through a very bad phase. So this is not just with me, many of us will have the same problem. And even in the prehistoric age also, when you take that, even when it before, like I'm just talking about the caveman period, even there that time, there was a problem saying like when you are put into spotlight, actually what your brain will signal to your body is like as if you are actually facing a threat. The people before you as an audience, right? It will actually signal, the brain will actually signal to your body, say that you are under a potential threat. So that is the reason you are facing all the symptoms which we saw before. So this is a major role of your brain here. It tries to relate you to the past unpleasant experiences, and it actually signals your entire body saying like you are actually under a potential threat. That is the problem here. So there is a special place in our brain which we call it as amygdala. So that is the place, actually it is responsible for triggering all your anxiety and your fear. So that plays a very important role. So when you are facing lot of eyes before you, that people are noticing you, obviously you will get all these symptoms just because your brain signals the entire body to do so. That's the reason. So how we can actually handle that, this is one of the scenario, right? So there is another aspect about your brain which you should know. So this is again the negative aspect of this culprit. What your brain is actually doing is like, even though there are a lot of good things around, your brain will actually think about the negative things. Like this is just one of the wonderful picture which you can just immediately visualize. So even though there are a lot of things, right? So still your brain will hold on to that unpleasant negative experience which happened before. So this is what we call it as negativity bias. So you have to train your brain, right? So this is where you have to train your brain to look at the positive side of that. Think about the audience, they are here, right? Yes, even for instance, you guys are here to see me as a speaker. What Priscilla is going to deliver to me, what she has, what are the contents she has to convey to me. That is what your motive. That is what your motive is going to be for here today. But what my brain will think is like, no, I'm going to fail today. What if people will judge me? So this is what our brain is actually going to convey you. So you have to train your brain. Okay, look at the good side and try to suppress those negative thoughts. And again, so now we know it's all because of you, right? So who is stopping you? What is stopping you? Of course you and your brain, typically. So it's because of, as we mentioned, about the older or past experiences or the unpleasant experiences we had, your brain will automatically stop you. So your own insecurities, what if they don't like me, what if I'm not a good speaker, so your own insecurities, and yeah, as we mentioned, your past unpleasant experiences, and you're self limiting. No, I don't want to do that, I can do that. And fear of failure. So what if I couldn't deliver this speech, I couldn't make this content a good one? What if? So fear of being embarrassed or rejected. Of course, we all have this, right? So if you just collectively look at this point, it's explicitly you. Like no one is going to come and stop you. Like, no, Priscilla, you're not supposed to be a public speaker. You're not supposed to speak in public. No one is going to come and suppress you. No one is going to do that to you. It's completely you, right? So this is what I did my research, and that's the brain science, the basic brain science, which you should understand why all this adrenaline rush and all this palpitations are happening when you actually face a crowd. Okay. So yeah, so far we just saw about a basic brain science. So let's just get started. So this is one of the thing which you should remember always, like shoot for the stars and aim for the moon. Like you should always aim high. That's what I'm trying to say. So the first step to get started, okay, you may ask me, I have a public speaking fair. I understood that, but how do I actually start? SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis. So SWOT is a basic place where I want all of you to start. So this is where it is actually going to help you to do a self reflection, self analysis. So first you will start with the strengths. So just take a paper, or even like you can even like open a Google Doc and just start writing all these things. So what are the strengths I have? Say, right? What maybe I'm a good speaker, or I have a good voice. Like you might have a good voice, I have a good accent, I'm good at English, I'm good at some other foreign language. So these are your strengths. Or even some topic which you like I'm good at that, I'm good at this. And it comes to weakness, what happens is like you all have this problem, like, oh, maybe I just wanted to bit improve on this. For instance, maybe presentation, I'm still not a good a person who can make an impressive slide, maybe I need to work on that. So that comes your weakness, mostly your areas of improvement. And then the third one you have to look at is like your opportunities. So now, if I'm like, I wanted to be a public speaker, what are the explicit opportunities which are actually available readily in the upcoming days? There may be some conferences, or even you can go on, there are many good websites who are actually consolidating all the conferences, so you just go and subscribe for them. So that is how you will know what are the opportunities and where when you can go and speak. And the third one is like threats, sorry, fourth one is like threats. What if all this, what if people don't like me, what if I couldn't deliver this topic, what if I go blank? So all these what if will be your threats. So once you spend time with preparing your SWOT analysis, right? So this is a basic, because we people already do this SWOT analysis for different aspects, but when it comes to public speaking, I'm not sure like if all of us are following. If not, even if you wanted to get start your public speaking journey, I really request you to please go and start your SWOT analysis first. Sit and write. Paper is, of course, a better option. Sit and write. So, this is the first place to get started. And okay, so now I have few set of slides where I can guide you like what worked for me and what didn't work for me. Okay, so first one, yeah, this is a very common question. When it comes to public speaking, people will say, yeah, Priscilla, I understood my fear. I can actually overcome that. But when it comes to topic, I really don't know what to select, man. Like, so many of us have this problem, no? So for that, first point, you can be like, what are your strength? What is your passion? the topic you're so much confident about expressing, what you're good at. So that will be your first, that will be not even the first. You can just consider that as one of the important point of that. And then maybe your past or current work experience. What I'm trying to say here is like, in my case, I started, or I evangelizing Postman and API testing just because I was actually doing that in my day to day routine. So that helped me. So in that aspect, what actually you are doing in your day to day routine, because I'm very sure in that aspect you will be doing your own research every day. So you will be the right person to speak about it. So just think about that, like what are the current set of technologies or tools which you are using currently, that can be actually your topic, or your story or your career path. Like there are people who actually turned as a tester from an engineering manager, a tester from a scrum master. So all these, like if you have a unique transformation of your journey, you can actually go ahead and explicitly talk to people about it, because definitely they'll be interested to hear about more about your story, right? And then the conferences. So there are a lot of conferences and talks, webinars, meetups are happening, and most of the people are so generous, and most of us are actually doing it for free, right? So what you can do, first, pick the topic. Even if when it comes to conference, you don't want to actually attend all the topics if that is not your area of interest. But when it is actually your area of interest, I really suggest you to block your calendar, plan your work, or plan your personal work, or plan your work the day ahead, so that actually you can join the conferences, the talks live. Most of the, like, I do this actually. Most of the conferences I usually sign up, I usually do, I actually wish to attend, but what I'll do, that day something comes up, or even I might be lazy, to be honest, I might be lazy, so I'll not join. And I know, after that, when I see people posting in LinkedIn about that conference, I really feel a guilt. Maybe I should have joined that. So that's really bad, right? So that is one pain point, or one thing which I'm trying to correct myself. So unless and until there is a very top priority thing which is already planned, or which cannot be rescheduled, I'm planning to skip that talk or conference. Other than that, I really suggest you to join the conference talks live. Definitely you will get a spark. It's not just about topping the topic, but copying the topic, sorry, copying the topic. Trust me, you'll definitely get a spark from there, based on your area of interest, or based on the speakers slides. Even you will get a topic. So that's one of the important plays, a spark which might come for your topic selection. And then this one, yeah, you might have seen many people even doing the conference talks based on the books they read, right? So what you can do is like, uh, select some books based on your passion, try to read them. Habit of reading, I know I'm not a good person to advise on this, but of course I have felt this few instances before, so that's the reason I'm highlighting here. So the based on the books you read, try to pick, or try to interrelate what are the important or impressive content which you studied, right? You can try to relate that to your technology, or to your team, somehow to your team, and you can try to make that as a conference topic or webinar topic. So these are the pointers which I have. And next we'll move on to, so right now we understood how to select a topic, right? Now then it comes like how to organize it. So this is where the main other challenge is going to be. So first thing is like, because we'll have a train of thoughts running, like maybe I should cover that, maybe I should cover this. So once you decide on a topic, definitely the train of thoughts will process or run through you. So what you can do is like, first organize your talk. Okay, in that way, take a paper. Just this really works, trust me. Take a paper and start writing whatever you feel like doing. If you want to even segregate, you can actually take two or three papers, and you can just segregate, or you can just start scribbling on that. Okay, and after that you can actually declutter that. So once you have written everything in your mind, now you can go ahead and declutter that, based on, like, you can even prioritize. Okay, so while writing down, I'm even talking about the titles, like what are the titles that you feel like naming your talk. Also just go ahead and write it, like the title or the abstract, whatever stories you want to tell to the audience, right? Just write everything. So in the first point, you don't even think about whether it is relevant or irrelevant. So that is where we are writing it down everything. Of course, if you feel like doing it in a Google Doc that you can really type faster, that's of course a suggestible one. You can go ahead for that. If not, write it in a paper and try to declutter that. Okay, maybe this is repetitive, I need to strike it out. Maybe this is not related to that, I need to rule out it. Maybe this is not an apt or appropriate one to talk in public, you can rule out it. So in that way you can actually try to declutter whatever you're thinking to deliver about that talk. And then here, these are some tools which actually I'm using, like it is really helpful. Like if you want, you can just go ahead and type everything in a notepad plus plus or Google, or even Trello board if you want to have an organized one saying like this is my opening for the topic, this is my stories or the mid level content, and this is going to be my closure of the topic. So in that case, even you can maintain different cards in your Trello boards. And OneNote is also one of the very good tool. If you haven't used, you can just go ahead and try using that. So this way you'll right now get your topic, and you can even organize your talk as well. So now, of course, so once you have a rough content or a solid content for your topic, now again, even though you overcame your speaking fear initially, and you got into your topic also, right now again you will have that fear. Okay, maybe I took a wrong decision. Maybe I should just step back. Maybe this is not for me. Again, we'll have that all sort of decision, but it's normal. So what you can do here is like do a proper research on the topic. Once you're strong on that, right, no, like you will not have the fear of facing the audience. What if someone is more expert like than me, what if he or she is coming and asking me that question? You will never have that. So do a proper research on the topic. And then when it comes to the planning and organizing, of course you can plan all your activity. Like this is how I'm going to start, this is how I'm going to end, these are the activities I have planned. So you can just try to think and organize your talk. Like when it comes to a physical one, you can just try to be there as early as you could be. And when it comes to your how to say virtual event also, try to be there, like try to be on backstage, try to feel the audience, like what are their expectations, try to feel the ambience before. So that really helps. And of course, yeah, this is a very simple tip, but it really do wonders. So before your talk, if you really feel like speaking with a friend, you should be having your go-to person or a mentor or your friend or even your family member, right? So just go and speak with them. You can even do a kind of like a demo with them, like if you wanted to feel like doing that. And rehearsal, refine, repeat. What I'm trying to say here, lot of this actually is a contradictory statement, I would say, because for some person they actually believe strongly in many rounds of rehearsal, but few persons will say like, no, I don't want to go for too much of rehearsal, I already have a strong point, so maybe I just stop with that. So you have to sense and find how your brain and mind have to deal with that, right? So when it comes to rehearsal part, just go for n number of rehearsals. There are a lot of tools which we'll be discussing in the upcoming slides as well. So you can just go ahead, rehearsal, refine, and just repeat. That's it. And yeah, so you have to train your brain. So this is where all the initial slides which we talked about, right, it is again coming into picture. Your brain will again try to demotivate you, but try to rule out that. Okay, just think about the post talk experience. Okay, I'm going to deliver which I'm something which I'm so good at, and people are here to listen to me. So just train your brain, suppress that. Like these people are not the predators here. Like every eye which is watching me is my friend or my peer or my colleague or some other person who is actually interested in hearing me. They are not the predator. So just train your brain in here, and that really helps to rule out the fear. And then this is a very simple technique, but people say like this really do wonders, right? So I'll just add on to that. Just take a deep breath, they say, right? What is the meaning of that? When you take a deep breath, we have a nerve called vagus nerve which is running, which is that nerve is actually connecting your brain and your vocal cords. So when you take a deep breath, when you do that, literally what happens is like that vagus nerve is actually relaxed, which is again going to have a good coordination between your speech and your brain. So that's the reason people are asking you to take a deep breath. right? So this is also one of the very good tip which we'll work on. And then uh, what we miss most is like prepare for the worst. Why should you might ask me, you were being so optimistic, Priscilla, but why do you want me to prepare for the worst? Of course you have to, not only for this talk. I usually say even for your personal life, like you have to be prepared for the worst. What is the meaning of that? Plan B. What if, like what if it is not working, then you have to have a plan B. So just try to have some simple techniques, like what if your slides are not working, try to take the audience without the slides. You should have the content ready in your mind, you should have that flow, or even you should have a notepad wherein you have noted down everything. So this is a kind of plan B. Or even when when you go blank, what you can do, you can just try to have a water bottle nearby you, and maybe that taking that and drinking a sip of water, just it gains you 1 or more minute, like maybe in that time you can try to think on. And then, so these are the few techniques, and even you can just try to think of asking some crazy questions to the audience to settle down your heartbeat or your anxietiness. You can try to even give some exercises. So these are something which you have to be think about plan B, and you have to be prepared for the worst scenarios as well. So okay, so I'll just go about the other slide. So this is all about the aha moments, right? So what if you're trying to speak, and how you will make feel that your audience are actually loving your talk. You should get that aha moments, right? So there are few tips for that. So first thing is very simple, of course, smile. So when it seems very simple, right? So you can actually smile. So what you can do is like just make a smile whenever required. It's actually having a mirroring effect, right? So what is this mirror effect? When you laugh at a child, what it'll do actually, it is laugh back at you, right? So when you smile, it actually helps you to bond with the audience around you. So in that way you can actually connect with every single person in that room. So that is one of the very simple technique, but actually it works. And the next one is like storytelling. There are a lot of actually storytelling is a very big topic which we can talk it as a separate one. But this is in indeed a very good solid content to make to make the audience to relate your talk, right? And also, stories are not just a newly arised one or something. It's in here for ages and ages, right? Why do you tell stories to your kids? You want them to understand the good virtues and values, right? We usually, that's why we have the moral of the story every time. So the stories are actually helping them to relate it. When you tell a story, you're just trying to relate them, you're trying to pull them into your talk, right? So that story should have a soul, and that should have a content which is actually relating back to your talk. So that way stories actually play a very important role. Once you tell a good story, that is actually helping to release this dopamine, which we call it a happy hormone. So again, that the place is going to be completely with all the positive vibes. So this is, yeah, speak from your heart and be yourself. We all know this is very simple, and you can do that, right? Even for this talk, I'm not following any specific template or something. I'm just going with the flow. Whatever I wanted to talk with you guys, and whatever like I feel like you guys should know based on my own experiences, that's what I'm actually sharing. And one note which I wanted to add here is like speak from your heart and keep it simple. Okay, because when you address a larger set of audience, when you even talking with a addressing a global audience, there might be some non-native speakers. So try to keep your language simple, right? That really makes a lot of sense. So try to keep your language simple to help the non-native speakers, so that everyone actually could travel along with your story. That's the reason of that. And try to make the eye contact. Of course, I know when it comes to the physical conference or the physical talk, it's really hard to talk to make an eye contact with everybody in the room. But just try to do that. Just try to invest some time on doing that. It really make wonders, and when it comes to slide also, just think about or try to have some inputs, or try to do your analysis over here, and do a good research and prepare your slides. Just try to invest a really good amount of time while you're preparing your slides. And then the last one is like demos. Like why demos? Like we all know, when it comes to non-technical talk like this, of course that I don't need any a typical demo or something. But in the same case, when it comes to a technical talk, instead of talking for a long time, you can actually try to demo something. That is actually, when you see something visual, it is actually helpful for the users to get it, so that they can actually inhale that very quicker, and it helps them to stay longer. That's the ultimate goal of this memories. But when it comes to memories, demos, just try to keep everything ready. Okay, so before your talk, all your content or whatever you're going to show for your demo with the relatable examples, right, just keep it ready. So I know it's not applicable for all the talks, but wherever applicable, try to have a demo. Okay, and then the last one is like, yeah, serial position effect. Okay, so before explaining what is this, right now I'll just say few words. Okay, I want you guys to remember that word, a kind of memory game maybe. Okay, I just want you to remember those words, and I just want you to type what are the words you guys remember. Okay, I just say once. Okay, all of you are with me. I'm just even if you're out of this talk also. Okay, okay, ready. Yeah, Safina is ready. So I'll just say few words just once, and after once I completed, I'll give you a few minutes. I just want you to type all those words for me. Okay. Coffee, bread, Singapore, potato, shark, board, hungry, slide, swim, better, hell, square, puzzle. Okay. Can you do that? That's it. I said once. So you guys have to type it for me. Mm-hmm. Okay. Nice. We'll wait for a couple of minutes for others also to respond. Okay. Square. Okay. Nice. So these are the words. Okay, maybe shall we reveal it? Okay, bad. Okay, hungry. Okay, everybody heard Singapore. Okay, I believe coffee. Coffee is also one of the major thing here. So okay, nice. Okay, so it's not about the memory game here. Okay, I'll tell you what is the science behind this. So list of words I said, these are the words. Okay. If you just go through that, what you can actually understand is like most of us have the capability of recollecting the things which I said first. Okay. And few things which I said at the last, which we call it as primacy and recency effect. Okay, so that's how again, which in term we call it as serial positioning effect. So when it comes to your talk, importantly, you have to place all your important things, whatever you want your audience to grasp, right? That has to be placed either at the front, at the top, like your initial slides, or at the final, like later on. Like so, just to explain that, it was a mind game here. So it was really good. Thank you so much for participating, guys. So this is what I wanted to say. So this is one of the tip which you have to remember while preparing for your talk. Okay. Then what? So what you should avoid? Things to avoid, right? So there should be certainly few things which you have to avoid while you're thinking about it, right? No price, of course. Of course, no price, Safi. So when it comes to things which you have to avoid, like offensive words, yeah, because when it comes to a public forum, or even when before that also, it's actually good to have speak in a polite manner, right? So this is one thing which you need to avoid. So this will be just pretty straightforward. Okay, so no sales pitch when you're trying to do some kind of tool demos and all, right? Just try to avoid that sales pitch. So usual content, like when it comes to even the topic is something which is very usual, your content, try to make it innovative. Okay, don't follow it at usual crowd. So when it comes to lack of flow or clarity, yeah, when you're taking the slides and you're traveling along with that, like your audience should also able to travel and able to understand the flow of that. Like you shouldn't be jumping here and from here and from there. So it should be a kind of flow or clarity. And then political and religious statements, which is not suggestible unless you are in any kind of media or you have to supposed to speak about that topic specifically. It's better to avoid that. And infoxication. So what is this infoxication is all about? Like information overload. So as if you are doing your research, like you might say me, Priscilla, I did my research already, so I just wanted to say whatever things are coming to my mind. No, that doesn't work that way. So that's why we did the decluttering before, right? So you have to declutter, and you should actually filter the content, and you should really know what you should present and what you should not present. So just try to take out this rule out this unwanted information. So just have the limited information, that helps. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I know, sorry for lunch. I know this is lunchtime, and if this is actually triggering your hunger. So, if you guys know or who don't know, yeah, this is what we call it as biryani. In most of the like Asian countries will know about this. So, biryani is a dish which we make with multiple spices, and it has its own recipe. Yeah, come to Hyderabad. I know Mahati's place has got a very good biryani. They are very famous for that. So why biryani? Like, okay, guys, please don't go back to all those restaurants back. Just come back to the talk. So what I'm trying to say here is like, just before that, we understood how this speaking fear is actually triggering in your brain, and how your brain is actually signaling your body. And then we saw about few tips and tricks to overcome that, to how to present, how to prepare your talk and all those things. So similarly, biryani is like we have lot of flavors and lot of even with the rices, like the flavors, the masala people make, and they can even make with vegetables and like even with meat. So it differs from location to location as well, and people have different recipes for that. So the same way, when it comes to public speaking, you have to make your own recipe. After doing all these researches, right, people are here to help you. So you can actually do your research, meet a mentor, or even some like many good institutions are also there, like Toastmasters. So you can even actually sign up and you can go for that. But when it comes to that, your routine public speaking, you have to make up your own template, your own recipe. So by just putting with all the masalas or whatever you wanted to rule out, so based on the talk, based on the audience, you should have the capability to actually adapt, edit, or make your own recipe. So that is what I'm trying to say here with this biryani, and sorry if this has triggered your hunger. Okay, so the next one is about few tools which I'm using for my regular public speaking. And speak, I wouldn't say that of course I'm trying to enhance that, but you have to say like whether it is really enhancing or not, because you guys are seeing me from day one, right? So when it comes to few tools, I'll just tell you what are the tools which is going to help us. So first one is very simple. So this is like when you are using the web version, browser version of this MS PowerPoint, you have the option called this Rehearse with Coach. So once you click on that, actually this helps you to record your videos, and you can actually this actually even provides the instant feedback. So once you can just start sharing your screen, and you can just go on, and it'll provide you the instant feedback for that. And it just comes with only the audio, so just based on your audio, it usually tries to evaluate how you're talking. And once your rehearsing is done, right, it will actually provide you a report, kind of report like this. The report actually, which we call it as rehearsal report, and that has a few different categories, like your summary, how it was overall, what is the pace you maintain, like, and what is the pitch, what is the fillers. And when it comes to fillers, most of us do that, even I do that. Even in this session I did a lot of but a pro tip, what I'm trying to do here is like, when it comes to this these kind of fillers in the next time, right? Train your brain and just train your brain to take a pass. Okay, it's not, of course it's not offensive, it's not a bad thing, but as an audience it might be a little bit annoying to them. So try to reduce the filters just by taking a pause over there. Okay, and this repetitive words, like all these things, usually, like, and all those, what are the repetitive words and how original is your content. Just if you're not reading that from the slides and if you're talking it originally, it'll actually find that originality from that. And how do you pronounce, how does your accent is. So that is one sort of report which you should. And inclusiveness is just about your how good is your language, like if there is no foul language. And so that's how you will get a report after your coach. So this is one tool which you can use. And the next one I have tried is like Udly. So if you see, Udly is actually a AI powered coach. It's a speech coach. So wherein you can actually switch on your video as well and your audio as well. And there are three different categories like speech, interview, and fun topics. So based on that, it will it'll actually analyze your speech, and it'll try to provide your result. And you can even actually record that, and you can actually share that video to your friends, or you can just copy the link and share it to your friends, so that, or your mentors, to review and provide you the live feedback. Or even you can maintain the library of all your videos, like whatever you've done, so that you can actually compare like how it was initially and how it is right now. So, and yeah, once it is done, you can actually delete and download your videos as well. So this is a complete library of tools, and it will provide you the same way, similar to the Microsoft PowerPoint rehearse coach. This will also provide you some insights. So it's almost similar to that. So it will provide you a few insights, like based on your video and your speech. It'll tell you your confidence, how much it was, and your filler words, like to what percent, to what extent you use the filler words, and what are the filler words you used, of course. And the hedging words, what are the hedging words you use. Hedging words are nothing but all we use, it's similar to this repetition words, like actually, so, and you know what. So all these are hedging words. And the pacing, like how many words you did for a period of time. And what are the top keywords which you used, and how did you articulate it well. What was there any repetitive words, like too much of words if you are repeating, like likely, like that. So if there are too many words. And non-inclusiveness, yeah, of course, if there are any language which you have to maintain, and how loud you're talking. So this is a kind of report which actually helps you to work on that. So once you get this report, you will know what are the key areas which you have to focus as well. So how many passes are there, like where there are too many passes after it, like if you are taking from one slide to another slide, if you're taking too many minutes, and that's way, in that way. So this is a kind of report which you get from Udly. So these two tools are very handy, easy to use. So you can just start recording, and you can just on the fly, you can see how well you're performing before the crowd. And also when it comes to Udly, there is an option where you can upload the recorded video as well, and it will try to provide you the future features or whatever insights it is providing to. Okay, yeah, so this is what which we need to know. Like once you are a public speaker, you are actually into the field and you started doing that, so what do you actually get, what are the perks you receive. So first thing we should keep in mind is like is equal to a better brain. Why I'm saying a better brain is like when you speak, when you start inheriting this public speaking in you, what happens is like your brain will do a lot of research, and that in that way it is actually meeting new people. There are a lot of aspects, right? So based on that lot of aspects, there is a cognitive approach, and it finally results, and it's a good exercise maybe for your brain. And of course you are very confident. Why this is not just with public speaking, when it comes to your work also, if you are able to express your things confidently, you can actually speak up for you and for your team as well. So this of course turns to help in your work, and of course which leads to your career advancements, like wherein you speak in multiple places, you get a good reach, and this again helps in your career and advancements as well. And you get an opportunity to inspire others, wherein like people are interested to hear your story. Okay, so what she has got today, maybe let's listen to her. So you will get a chance to inspire people, and this helps you to stand out of the crowd, because you know how much big the testing communities and the testing space, the people are, when it comes to other technologies, we are actually pretty good in number, right? So when it comes to that, you this actually helps you to stand out in the crowd and make you unique. And even when you're applying for a job, and when you're applying for a country movement and all, right? So this actually helps you. And when you pick a topic and we are trying to talk, this actually helps you to advance or enhance your technical skill, because when you're going to speak about something, you will try to be like a master in that, right? So in that aspect, actually it really helps in gaining your technical knowledge strong. And once you start as a novice public speaker, you will first start with the topics which you already know. But when you're talking, or when you started doing a frequent talks, one day you can even pick a topic which is totally passionate for you, and you can just do a research and you can start talking about it. So in that way it helps you to improve your technical skill set. Okay, so few more final thoughts to wrap it off. So when it comes to the process, you guys have to develop your own process. So first step would be like SWOT analysis, wherein you have to start with your SWOT, which helps you to do a self reflection, like where you do stand. And it's not next week or next year, it's today. So this is the day you have to get started with that. And the final thing is like keep practicing. Just because one or two sessions were not good, don't let your brain rule in this negative aspect. Try to keep on practicing. And this is a sample roadmap which I thought of sharing with you guys. So first one, you can try to understand the challenges. First one is like understanding the challenges, and then you can try to start small, because when you actually wanted to start as a public speaker, you don't want to be a camera shy person, right? You have to speak out, or you have to speak up for yourself in variety of places. So try to start small. Try to take an initiative inside your team, represent your team in an organization. To maybe you can just start with your team and then move on to an organization level. That really helps to build your confidence around things. And then you can just apply for ambassadorship programs. There are many ambassadorship programs. There are many advantages of that as well, which helps you to enhance your public speaking skills. And you can try to attend the conferences. So by this time you'll already have a clear clarity what you have to do next. And then you can just try to participate in the meetups initially, wherein like you really get to meet a lot of people, and you can try to express whatever thoughts you have in you. And then final one, you can just try to start applying for the conferences. There are many online conferences, not just before after this COVID, even before COVID there are many conferences who are completely operating online. So try to participate in those conferences. So when it comes to external support, don't stop here. So once, if you really are ready, if you're good to go with the public speaking and you are planned with a session, try to reach your friends. Okay, it's not just for marketing. It should be like when you have more people in the session who's actually trying to motivate you, who are there to cheer you, it will be really good, right? So try to reach your friends, inform them like, hey, I'm doing this session here, that, and this. And then I usually do this. So when I'm doing any community activities, I usually reach out to my organization. So they are so kind enough to help me in this aspect. So get a social media shout out from your organization as well. And then you can just try to share across various communities. So in this way, once you're good ready with your content, you can actually do a little bit exploration here, which helps in reaching out to multiple people. So just try to remember this. Okay, so you can speak well if your tongue can deliver the message of your heart, right? So this is so true. So you have to be your authentic self. So we always say like everyone is already taken, so you have to be you. So whatever I mentioned about that biryani recipe, just keep in mind. So when it comes to public speaking, you have to create your own recipe after all these researches. So that's where you can be your authentic self. So this is what Priscilla is. So this is what Safina is. So that is where you have to express yourself. You have to be authentic. And this is a little bit a special moment for me. So these are the different communities which I wanted to actually thank from bottom of my heart. So these people have played a very important role in my public speaking journey. If I remember, I did my first qualifying event for Postman Supernova with Test Tribe, right? So that is where actually I was being onboarded as a Postman Supernova, and then I got an opportunity to work with women in testing in Test Chat. That was a great initiative, and then Synapse, of course. I'm still connected with Synapse, but if you guys remember, it was the first time I did my hosting with Synapse, so they trusted me. So still, that was again a different journey to try, right? So I was a speaker, and this hosting was the first space where I tried with Synapse. And Millennium provided me opportunity to do a lot of internal workshops as well. So based on that, I'm still improving my skills. And API Days is my first international conference experience. I still cherish that memory. And I did few more talks with QA talks community as well. And women in speaking, there is a speaking cohort. It happens every year. So there you have an opportunity to collaborate with it is a 4 different sessions where you have opportunity to collaborate with like-minded people, and finally you'll be assigned to a mentor where you can just represent your talk, and you'll get a individual mentorship. And when it comes to Ministry of Testing, there is something called virtual coffee, which is my a favorite place where I usually hang out. So that is very special place where I met a lot of testers all over the world. And again, I just wanted to quote this. When it was like when this COVID started, especially this all my mentees and blogging and my public speaking journey, whatever I was doing through that, these are the lifesavers which helped me to get through this entire pandemic, I would say. So this is just a big shout out for all these communities and the wonderful job they do. And yeah, so are you guys ready to take up the challenge for yourself? Okay, so you have multiple options available outside, right? So uh, I was actually English. We have all these English competitions when we were in school. So I was actually a English elocution in English elocution competition. I was actually participated in different levels. But when it comes to technical speaking, I actually needed a push. I need to know where I had to start, right? So I was actually helpless. So but right now I know there are a lot of opportunities for yourself to get trained and get polished on your public speaking skills. So if I can do it, anyone can do it, of course. So I want this moment, especially to thank all the male friends outside who are motivating the women colleagues, your family members, your friends around you to go for the talk and do the community activities and the conferences. But at the same note, dear women, if you're watching this, make sure that it's your responsibility to come out of the shell and to speak and to be in this community and to be a part of all the conferences, so that it's not just about people are not giving opportunities, there aren't enough women speakers available. So I really take this opportunity, so just come out of the shell, speak, and we really want to hear you. I know I really took a lot of time, but thank you everyone for joining in today. That's it.
All right, thank you so much, Priscilla. I think I'm basically hooked and I can't stop taking notes.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really type well, so I put my notes all in here. So I
Okay.
hope I get to really, go through again this video because it's going to be recorded. So I hope I can replay again this video and do another round of studying, I would say. So yeah, as I mentioned in the chat, we have a special video for the audience. So let's just sit back. I'm going to play this video so that if you are still doubting yourself whether are you a good candidate or you feel that you are not ready to even subscribe or sign up for the audition, let's just sit back and listen to the video and see what are the recommendation from the person, few people that has been contributing their ideas and motivation in this video. Go, let me play the video.
Are you procrastinating your public speaking journey? Are you skeptical about taking that leap? Are you finding your voice or trying to get it heard?
We are hearing many people are still wanted to kickstart their public speaking journey, but they didn't know where to start.
You want to share your ideas, knowledge, and learnings with wider audiences. Do you want to improve your public speaking skills?
When it comes to speaking in a crowd, it automatically brings a fear to me, a sense of fear, where I'm afraid of making mistake or telling something silly. I'm afraid to be laughed. I'm afraid of forgetting things and so on.
We communicate all the time during our meetings, during our demos with its stakeholders. But how can we improve?
We at Synapse QA are trying to help you make that leap, trying to help you find your voice and to show you how beautiful it could be.
Become a part of new freshly brewed concept
And window of opportunity to all new people who like to improve their talking skills. So regardless whether you have experience of talking in public or you aspire to be one, or you are interested to talk but then you don't know how,
We are launching an event which is called Super Voice.
Super Voice will break the barriers and infuse courage in speakers. And the most crucial part, sharing their knowledge.
this is a very, very good platform where you could actually take it as an advantage, as a tool to develop yourself and to develop your sense of speaking in public.
Join me and the rest of the Synapse QA team in this amazing event.
We are waiting to hear from you. We all know, like, everyone has a unique story to tell, right? Unless you come out and tell that story, no one is going to be aware of that.
I understand right now your heart is just beating, but don't be afraid. Although you're afraid, do it despite being afraid.
Keep in mind that knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens.
Don't be too concerned about the results. What matters the most is actually the journey. Taking one step will definitely cause a long chain of reaction where you will definitely learn a thing or two which you will improve.
Please don't hesitate now. Now this is the time. You heard me, right? This is the time.
What are you waiting for? Stop what you're doing and apply for auditions.
All the very best to all of you guys. Thank you.
All right. I hope you get some pointers from that. So if I could just wrap up what the video is trying to tell is that to build a house, it always starts from the very first brick. So this is you. If you were to build your journey in public speaking, the very first brick is where you should carry. So that will lead you to maybe the first house, the second house, and the third house. All right. So I'm going to jump into the Q&A. Okay, these are some of the questions which I have posted, which I believe some of you will have similar concern as well. So I'm going to flash this on stage, just a few of them. All right, number one, how to hijack our amygdala from the limiting belief. Can you share at least one positive statement to divert this limiting belief concept?
Sure, Safina. So first thing is like it doesn't come on day one. It's a kind of practice which you have to do every time. And because there should be a segregation between this positive and negative things, right? Because sometimes this the adrenaline rush is actually real, which has to be for your potential threat. So but when it comes to the thing which is not needed, you have to train your brain. First thing is like understand the situation, ambience around you. Okay, take it slowly, train your brain, tell to your brain saying like, no, these people are here just to listen to me. They are not the ones who are just going to attack me this time. Maybe just what you have to do is like take it slow, talk to your brain slowly, and just make it understand the situation. So based on, and think about the positive output, like maybe after this talk I have an opportunity to inspire many people around me. So just think about the post after talks effect, and definitely that will try to calm down.
All right. Okay, we have one question from Malavika. Let me
Mm,
flash it on the stage.
mm.
Can you share some links of conference you mentioned in the session?
Sure, sure. I'll do that. I don't have it handy. I'm so sorry. Are you talking about online conferences, if I'm not wrong, or you're looking for hybrid ones as well?
Malavika, would you like to add on to that? Are you looking for the conference that Priscilla
Fully,
has been attending? Let me see if there's any
mm,
answer on the chat box. Okay.
but we'll try to provide that. I don't have it right now. If not, Malvika, please try to message me in LinkedIn. I'll try to collate all the links, and there are some websites even you can sign up as well. Just a second. I'll try to find which I have. So this is one good website which I follow. I'm just commenting to the question which she answered, Safina, and
Sure.
maybe we can just maybe we'll put it here as well. Yes, online. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is a page where it's a collated one, like it's a curated one of all the conferences. Just try to subscribe for the newsletter as well. I'll try to find most of the conferences will be listed here. But I'll try to find a few more links and I'll try to share it with you as well, because this is specific to testing. If you are looking for agile or API, there are few more conferences as well. I'll try to provide the links as well to you. Just
Okay.
stay in touch with me. Yeah.
Correct. Okay, next one is from Parmit Kaur. How can I get the platform to speak? I'm not quite sure what this question means, but maybe Parmit, can you elaborate further on the chat box? Are you saying where do we sign up for the audition? Is that what you mean?
I think she is asking for a general place. Where do I get started with my speaking career? If I'm not
Ah,
wrong.
okay, yeah.
So how do I get a platform to speak? So first thing is like, come up with your content. Okay, you should have a strong selling point. Once you have a good content, there are a lot of testing communities who are actually encouraging the first time speakers. So you can just reach out to them. That is one way. Or you can try to participate in Super Voice, which is a contest which is going to help you in polishing your public skill along with the auditions. So these are the first two options, and maybe once you are good with the meetups and all these basic level, right, then you can start for your conferences as well. That's what I first feel. But before this, as a warm up, I always think like, go for your organization, your team, try with them first, and then go for because if you have a lot of anxiety and fear how to face, go with an internal one first and then do an external one.
All right. Okay, we have another question. Okay, let me put it back on the stage. From Eleonora Belova, can
Mm.
you please share some tools or templates which you are using for creating slides for talks?
Sure. I had the last slide which I didn't show. I'm so sorry. That because you usually do need to do some the last slide for thanking those things, right? So the one which I used was Slides Carnival. I'll share the link along. So there are some free templates which they can use. So Nora, I assume that you loved this template, right? Because I was so confused whether to pick up this dark one or not. So I believe that you guys loved it.
So it's www.slidescarnival.com. All right. Thank
Exactly.
you, Priscilla. Okay, I'm going to take one last question. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. This is answered. Um, one more round. Last one. Okay.
Mm.
One more question. This is from my own bucket. How to
Okay.
know if someone has a potential to be a successful public speaker? What are the common characteristics? I think what I'm looking at this question is
Mm.
that you can start hijacking your amygdala and look through yourself and see whether you already have that common characteristic, and that at least gives you a little bit boost to know that you can eventually be a successful public speaker. But at the moment, I do not know what are the common characteristics. Maybe you can share some.
Okay, okay. First thing, I'm of course, as I mentioned a disclaimer at the beginning, I'm not a perfect speaker, although I know even in this talk I made a lot of mistakes. But one thing which I would say is like Safina, uh, the 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 feel like when you have the quality to connect with the audience, like that is what I feel like when you have the qualification like to connect with the people, when you have the real empathy, like, and when you really wanted to do that as a like do back to the community or something, when you have a good intention, I will that is just a simple thing to make you as a public speaker. When you have some good intention to help others, that's it. So no other thing like whether I have a good voice or accent, that doesn't matter, Safina, because all those things can actually be polished and trained. But
Mm-hmm.
this is something which is totally an internal trait which you should have. You should have the generous act of helping others. So that really is a major basic trait. Up to me, of course, it's up to me, like what I feel.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Priscilla, for the answer. I'm going to wrap this up with just 2 to 3 slides. So just bear with me. This is important for those of you who wants to know more about the information about Super Voice. So what we have here is that we have actually opened for audition, and this call for audition is open until the 20th of June, which is on Monday. Okay, and what you can expect from this Super Voice is that, okay, you can expect that it's going to be something like for example, speaking workshop. Okay, let's just look at the pointers here at the bottom, 6 pointers. Speaking workshop in a form of reality show. Okay, so the theme will be covering around multiple windows, and then there will be live feedback for you to improvise your public speaking skill and the contents. And this is something that you would love the most. You will have support from the mentors. Okay, obviously someone who have knowledge and skill and experience, who have done it in the past, so you can always step to into their brains and then ask them how to improve your public speaking skills. And then we'll give you unique options to mold the public speakers in different segments, because we are going to give you some guidance on how to categorize the topic and how to really structure the topic better. And then this will be a conversion. I would say it will transform you from a novice speaker to regular speaker, and this will also be a chance for you to be a key speaker in our next Spark edition. Okay, so this is some of the ideas that we are bringing to our Super Voice. And if let's say you still have something else that you would like to ask, we are opening up one session called Ask Us Anything next Thursday at 10 p.m. Malaysia time on YouTube channel. We will share the link in our LinkedIn post soon, and then you can just follow through the updates. And then when it comes to next Thursday, you can always join us and then start asking question. Although it can be a repeated question which we have answered here, but you know, human brains tend to forget after 24 hours. So I suggest you to join that Thursday session to, you know, spam us again with whatever question that you have in mind. All right. Yeah, that's all I have in my slides. If there is no other question from the crowd, I would like to thank Priscilla again for the for, I'll say, the, how to say, very impactful and holistic view of where you should start from your mindset, and what tips and tricks that you can do, and what are the tools that can support you to really kickstart your journey in public speaking, and also the support from the audience who throw in some question. And yeah, we'll see you on Thursday, and we also would like to see you signing up for our audition as well. Till then, take care and bye bye.
Thank you then. Bye bye, guys. Yeah.